So, Jaleel, Mike showed a picture of Juelz Santana to Skyler, and because he didn't know who Juelz Santana was,
That's reasonable.
and yeah, that's no, it's very very reasonable. But what I don't think
Mm,
Skyler wanted to admit that I would love you to chime in on is he had a what I would call a feral reaction to Juelz and said, "Man, this guy's got a lot of swag. He must fuck a lot of girls. Like he's got some sauce."
Whoa, whoa, we're dropping
And
F bombs 10 minutes in. Whoa, what are we doing? What's going
nah,
on?
yeah, I'm
hold
sorry, we
up.
could bleep that, but Skylar seemed what I would call, attracted to Juelz,
Okay.
and by all those statements. And I said, sometimes you can't control your initial reaction, and your attraction comes out. Skylar does not think that's what happened, but that's a lot of compliments from just seeing a picture
Can
of
I
a
see the
man
picture?
on Google
May I see the
Image.
It
picture?
was literally, I literally just looked this up and this came up and I was like, this guy probably has a lot of game. All right.
He said a lot more, though. He said a few more things
I
too.
said I said this guy fucks. That's what I said.
See, do you see what I'm saying?
What do you
There's
think?
a lot that was. He
I
said he was saucy. He
is
said he
it
was
is it
saucy.
can I not give another dude a compliment?
Yes, but also admit you have a little bit of an attraction. That's all. And I've been attracted to men in my life too.
Those
In
can
a,
be
in a.
separate things, bro. I just said dude fucks a lot.
You see what I'm saying, Jaleel?
What did I sit in on today? What did I? What
Wow.
did I? Is this what I fought traffic to get over here to be in the middle of?
Listen, I've had man crushes too in my life. I've had two or
Really?
three that have made my. I don't want to.
Joseph, give me your top 3 man crushes.
I will say, I gotta admit, probably Mace. Mace was
You
kind
had a
of
man
a.
crush on Mace.
Yeah, because Mace
Wow.
was like very charismatic. He dressed cool. He was just a cool ass dude.
Okay.
Top three. I was gonna say, man, number two. Mm, a man crush. Not doesn't always mean sexual, but probably Allen Iverson.
Okay.
Um, you know, uh, and then I don't know who number three honestly would be. I can't say what three, but I've definitely, I wouldn't say like it was, sexual. It was just like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm digging that.
Yeah. Like I would want to be you.
Well, hold the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
up.
that kind of vibe.
Why is mine sexual? But you
Bec-
you get a you
because
get to say you get away with it. You're
Well,
like,
yours
'cause
is a little
I
random in Juelz Santana. That's just a little random. But I don't think you were. I don't think it was a man crush at all. I think he just.
his was
Give
an
it-
attraction.
I get. No, I don't know. I don't,
That's, bro, you're putting way too many labels on this.
yeah, you
He
put a lot.
said-
You are
yeah.
putting a lot on it though, Joseph. You're putting a lot on it.
I never listen if I had a man crush on Iverson, I never said he fucks a lot, he's saucy, and he's got a lot of swag. I never said.
Oh,
all
okay.
those
Wait, is he
things.
not though? This dude is super. I'm looking.
Skyler, let me help you. Who are your top 3 man crushes?
Oh fuck, dude. Top three. It's just a. I mean, shit.
Let me
like,
define man crush for you at least. The way
Okay.
that I think we can. Like, you
Okay.
know what? Theoretically, you would switch places with this guy.
All right.
Theoretically.
Okay.
Not knowing his
Okay,
pains, his
okay,
traumas, his
okay.
background, but like, yeah, man.
Okay, I'd switch
like that
places with
photo.
him. Bet. I think Donald Glover is the shit.
Okay.
I love Childish Gambino. I think he's fucking hype.
Okay. All right.
Um,
You would lose a lot of height. Just let you know if you switch places with that.
that's true. Yeah, but
Very
like
talented.
he's so
very
yeah,
talented.
very
dude.
talented.
Very talented.
Yeah.
But that's saying a lot. That you would come down like a good 7 inches.
Okay, but then there's stuff like I'm a big no offense if he ever sees this, but I'm a big Will Ferrell guy,
Okay.
but
All
I
right.
don't know if guy has a lot of motion. So I don't know if I'm calling him a man crush
Okay. Well, not right now.
Not right
but,
now.
But at one point.
at one point.
I mean, he is on your shirt right now.
Yeah, he is on my shirt right now.
Okay.
I'm going to say Harrison Ford. That guy's
Ooh. Okay.
he's,
Okay.
cuz like I don't think he's got that cool ruggedy look, which I fuck with.
Okay.
Like that Clint Eastwood, Harrison Ford. That's going to be my second. Fuck,
You like your
man.
boots scuffed.
I do. I like some, Yeah, I like them worn in.
You okay?
I like some worn in fucking boots, man.
Alright.
You like some mileage. You like some mileage.
Yeah, you're never gonna say me. I'm never gonna say like.
I think you like everything worn in.
Yeah, I don't like no influencer shit. I like them rugged, old-fashioned celebrities.
What's your Jaleel? What are your top 3 man crushes?
I don't have any.
Oh, come on.
See,
You got
then
some.
now you
You
see,
got
I don't have
he,
any.
he totally punked us, bro.
I don't have
He
any.
planned to say that shit.
I don't
Now
have
you're
any.
making us look weird, bro.
No,
You have to go with it.
One. You got one.
Maybe at the end of the show, I might have come up with something.
Eddie
You know who
Murphy?
Give me to the end of the show to come up with 3.
My third, I think, is this one little guy in Dubai. I don't know how to say his name, but his name is like Deklashan or something like that.
Okay.
And he does all these funny videos. We'll put him up on the screen, but he's a tiny little, I think, Pakistani man. He's probably the cutest human being I've ever seen.
Okay.
Love him.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Fair
Bryant.
enough. Fair enough.
Favorite athlete
Yes.
of all time.
Okay.
All right. And then Jaleel, I had another question to start this pod off
What's up?
with. I've always wanted to ask you, and Mike thinks he thought someone else was doing it for you, but I said, I'm pretty sure he's doing it himself. You post a lot of memes and things on your page. Is that is all you on the fingertips, correct? Or is there someone else?
That's all me. That's all
Okay.
me. I can't afford much more than Mike, so that Mike cuts into that budget. That's all me.
And what makes you post those memes, and what gives you what's the criteria to get reposted?
I have no ambition to be reposted by anybody else. I feel like comedy is under assault right now. It's not easy to be funny in a way that isn't polarizing. And so it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like me just like exercising my taste in comedy.
Okay.
Because I can't really find a lot of really organically funny stuff on TV. Everything on TV either wants to win awards or it's just like way too simplistic and kind of corny. Like, really? You guys are watching that? But something about the way the algorithm reads my taste, it doesn't even take me long. Like, I'm pretty dialed in, at least I think so. Of like, matter of fact, I can't even touch my phone in the morning. I have to do things first. I have to, get a little workout, whatever. Because if I touch my phone, I'm laughing 3 swipes up. Like
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm laughing out loud 3 swipes up. And
Wow.
then I'd say, yeah. So it's not as much of a job as people think, only just because my phone and the platforms that I go on know me so well that they're like, it's almost like daily news for me. Like the newspaper arriving in the morning. Like, we know what you like, Mr. White. Here you go. Here you go.
Well, when we were tracking your movement on the way over to the studio, Mike was like, he reposted a meme 7 minutes ago. So we were a little curious what you were doing, or if you were just in the parking lot and we didn't know what was going on.
Shamelessly, I must admit I was probably maybe even at a long light.
A long light.
Like a long light where I'm not turning here until like 2 greens.
He was doom scrolling.
Exactly.
On the road, guys. Everyone's on their phone on the road in 2025.
My favorite thing that you did, Jaleel, so far, and guys, and for our audience, Jaleel he's usually on time and everything like that. But one of the funniest things you've ever done is we had a podcast recording in like several days, and you sent us a text on the group chat and said, running 15 minutes behind. And we were like, we've never seen an advanced running 15 minutes behind 3 days prior to the podcast. So it was very responsible and also something none of us had ever seen.
Really?
It is weird. If
I
you
did
were
that
to
3
say
days ago?
there's no
It was whatever it was,
there
like
was
a couple months ago.
Okay.
There was no rescheduling. It was just jumping to I'm going to be 15 minutes
yeah.
late.
So no, I know what happened. I know what happened in that. It was like, I am notorious for packing too much in one day.
Me too.
I'll create these really ambitious to-do lists, and then, I don't know. Like I'm almost freezing up for words when this happens to me. It's like I have a lot of people in one day that are asking for me, and typically it happens around a time when I'm going out of town too, because I kind of have a little bit of guilt when I'm going out of town, like I didn't accomplish enough that week. You know,
Yeah.
I really kind of have an entrepreneur spirit, and so it's like, you know, my life will go as fast as I can go. You know, like if I push. So I probably had something scheduled, and that got moved around, and instead of canceling it, I'm like, screw it. I could just be 15 minutes late to that. That's it.
That's great.
No, I understand that. That's ambitious. No, I pack too many things in my day too, so I get where you're coming from.
I mean, I have to imagine. I mean, you too, especially Joseph. I mean, you know the people that you work for, especially like if they say it's time to go, this podcast's over right now.
If you see my laptop, you know, a lid just closed, you know.
If I just see it closed, I wouldn't even be offended. I'd be like, I know who walked in the room. I know who walked in the room.
Well, by the way, that brings to me, Jaleel. I just performed at Madison Square Garden for the first time.
Where's my buttons?
We're
Congratulations, man. How many times? You've done this multiple times, so come on.
I've never done MSG. I've played basketball at MSG. I've never gotten to perform stand-up comedy at MSG.
Okay, all right. And this was, and not in the theater, this was MSG.
This was MSG.
All
This
right.
was a sold-out Monday night Adam Sandler comedy show.
Hell yeah.
I was so nervous before it because this is my hometown. I got people there. It's a Monday night. I'm a little worried. Is New Yorkers going to be a little jaded, you know, coming up first? I was nervous, but the crowd was honestly like a Friday night crowd, and they were just dialed in. They were probably one of the most attentive arena crowds I've ever performed in front of, and it was just, I had one of the best sets I probably had on tour.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You need that. I love that.
nice.
It was a relief.
What joke hit the hardest? What just landed and just sent you off? Like, oh, I'm going for.
I don't want to do it on here because it won't come across right. But I got a new. I kind of do a lot of current stuff,
right.
Or just stuff that's more like a little bit for a younger audience. So what's cool about the show is everybody's very different from each other. You know, so you got me, Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
We had also Sarah Sherman from SNL, and then of course you have Adam, and everybody's very different. I'd say I'm doing more of the young stuff. So I had a great bit about Kendrick Lamar and what went on this year that really is killing pretty hard, which is very fun, and it's kind of a different take than everybody's got. So that was probably my favorite. But I will say, as you know, coming up there unknown as the first comic,
yeah.
I don't give any breathing room. It's joke. There's no breath. It's just it's go.
No, that's not an enviable spot. But you made the most of it.
Yeah, it went very well. So all the shows have been great, and I got to say, New York and Albany were so far my favorite cities.
New York is fantastic. My love for New York is deep. Like I got a chance to see Dave Chappelle do Boston one night. No knock on Boston, but it's just a tougher crowd. And then do New York the very next night. We all got on the planes and went on, peeped him the next night in New York. Night and day. Like, in 30 seconds, I'm already planning for the after party. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, we're killing the night. What are we doing after this? And where's the car meeting us? What's it like? We killing the night. We killing the night. But Boston just kind of makes you work for it a little bit. A lot more hecklers. A lot more people in the crowd who want to feel like they have a right to be a part of the show instead of enjoy the show.
Yeah.
What do you think was wrong with Boston? They were just too heckly. They were just
listen. It's like I said. I'm not even dissing Boston. I'm just saying like every town has its own personality, and every town also is going to react to different talent differently, and I just feel like Boston challenges a comedian like Chappelle on some of the things that some of his material, and but more importantly, they're just like, I think the best way to say it, the difference between Boston and New York is, even though you're in a stadium, Boston still makes you feel like you're in a bar.
Yeah, they're betting on the game.
That's the best way to really say it. And it's like, I'll
That's
shout
funny.
across the bar if I want to, and hey, come over here, and hey, over
Yeah.
here, and then with the accents and whatnot, it's like, you guys realize we're not in a bar, we're at a show,
Yeah.
and that doesn't really land on anybody. It's just
That's
a
interesting.
different decorum. Whereas New York, when Dave hits the stage, it's like they're there for a hip hop show, except it's comedy, and they behave as such. Like, yo, do your thing. And it doesn't take much because they're all revved up. You know what I'm saying? So like 30 seconds in, it's just a different feel. It's two very, 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 very different cities. But
we have Boston coming up, so I'll report back.
oh, I would love to know. Oh yeah, no, I'm serious. I would really love to know, especially how your Diddy jokes and your Kendrick Lamar jokes go over in Boston.
Yeah, no, it might. I mean, here's the thing. I
I
always
got
have some
confidence
shit.
in you,
Just
but
I have some shit ready though. I always have some shit ready. So
in case
if
it goes
anybody
left.
wants- yeah,
Yeah.
I'm quick. I'm quick because you know what? In Florida, when I said you could tell, okay, because you know it's a little bit of an older crowd, maybe a little white or whatever. So I hit them. I'm ready for that kind of response. Or if someone wants to, get slick, I'm ready.
That's why I always loved Bernie Mac so much because he always attacked an audience. As an audience,
You have to.
He had. It was almost like he had a little like a pellet gun. Pop, 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 pop. I ain't afraid of you. I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers. Like he's just.
It's adversarial. Seinfeld once said that too. There is an adversarial relationship with the audience because if you don't,
Yeah.
they have no mercy on you.
Oh,
They
none.
have no problem taking you down.
Yep.
So you better. So it is kind of you against the crowd.
Yep.
People think it's one.
No.
It can become one, but it can become
It
one.
can become
but,
one,
but it's.
but at the start, especially if
No.
you're not a big star,
oh no, it's me versus you.
both guns are drawn, and who's got the bigger gun? We're gonna.
You're right though. It is like we're both like, hey,
Hey,
what
hey,
you got?
hey,
Whoa, whoa.
And if you know,
And then they start to go like this.
yeah, you be like, okay, all right, yeah. I'll put my peacemaker away.
And then if you start to lose them, they start to go.
Oh, wait a minute, hey, wait a minute, hey, everybody have to get this guy out of here.
Oh man.
That's hilarious. That is such a great example of what it is to be a comic on
stand-up.
the stage, stand up, facing an audience. Yep.
Especially unknown. I think
Oh.
unknown.
It's the
That's
unknown
what
part,
it
though.
is.
It's the unknown because if you're really famous, though, an audience will give you so much time to just get into something that's funny. So much. I won't name names, but I've seen people giving as much as like 30 to 45 minutes
Yeah.
because the person was just so famous that it's like, hey,
Yeah.
just talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen people drop up their notes on the floor and they gotta laugh.
Stop it. The
Yeah,
notes
that's-
they were reading from, they were referencing.
Like
Stop.
but you know, it's like because they're just so happy and they're so giddy to see the person, you know. But it's like the only way I can even relate to that on any relative level is like if I've been killing for 20 minutes and now I'm doing well, now the audience has bought into me enough where I might get some laughs where I normally wouldn't get it.
Man.
And that's like
Image,
the
fame,
closest
and celebrity
you know.
is so important, man. I asked my daughter a really funny question recently. I asked her, I said, honey, do you like goofy guys or do you like guys that like take themselves seriously? And she says, depends if he's cute or not.
Damn. Wow. What's happening?
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it was such a 16-year-old zinger, right? It was like, wow.
That's like saying I don't care.
There's a little more to it than that, Skyler. There's a little more to it than that. She's basically
Yeah, your
saying,
daughter's
like,
how old now?
she's 16. She's like,
Yeah.
if he's hot enough, the leeway is big.
Oh, right.
If he don't look
Your-
like nothing, he's out of
Your
there.
daughter's at the age that now I'm scared of her because you know, like I used to be scared of girls in high school with quick quips, and you never wanted to get into a verbal back and forth with
oh,
a
that
girl.
was the worst.
So even as like an adult, I'm like, oh, high school kids, you stay away from them. You don't want to go toe to toe with them.
That was the worst. That was the
Oh,
word.
the worst, 100%. Well, look, Jaleel, we're not going to talk too much about this, and obviously we can
What's
always,
up?
edit around it. But um, it seems like Kimmel is back on the air, so he's is. I read. Here's what I read today. I don't know if you read anything different, but I read that there's certain cities he won't be shown in, which I don't really understand how that works exactly, but certain
I do
places.
understand how that works.
Okay, I don't. I mean, I guess I mean, I do get it, but I don't understand why those specific cities. I guess that maybe has to do with specific affiliates in those areas only.
There's a network and then there's affiliates.
Well, my question to you is obviously, I don't think Kimmel should have been yanked for air, and I'm all for
Nobody
free
thinks that.
speech
Yeah, he should not have been yanked.
and all that stuff. But here's my question to you. Are now that he's back on in some form, and I guess we'll see how it plays out. But are we now as people getting so up in arms before we even allow a solution to be created? Because everyone obviously went crazy, and rightfully so. But now he's already back on air. So, it seems like it's going in the right direction. I mean, is it worth everyone going crazy before it even has a chance to play out and be resolved, possibly?
He's gonna make me comment on this nonsense. First of all, Jimmy has nothing but all of my support. Um, I don't. Yeah, Jimmy has all of my support. I just feel like there is a there is a political agenda that has nothing to do with what was said. I think there's also old beefs at play that precipitated this entire yanking from the air. That has nothing to do with what was said. If you
Hmm.
actually go back and listen to what was said, and then you look at the comments, there's people literally going, "I still can't find what he said." Like they're saying it's not even definitive
Yeah.
what he said. That was so offensive. We're living in some really polarizing times, man. Where it's like we're the states of America, but we're not very united. So there are entire areas of our country that just think so polar oppositely that I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with broadcast television over the next several years. To be quite honest, because I just don't think
Can it?
I don't think television was ever designed for people to be able to comment in real time.
Hmm.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if people had been able to tweet, email, Instagram, leave comments during the time of All in the Family, The Jeffersons? There's so many programs that we would not have gotten. What would have happened to Archie Bunker if people had been able to tweet during
Yeah.
during his birth? So I don't know. I look at it that way, and I feel just sad for us because if you don't like something or you don't approve of something, how would that have changed American culture way back in the day? If you had, when Ed Sullivan was letting on black acts, and there were people in the South, affiliates in the South, they were like, "We won't show this."
Hmm.
That would have changed the face of America.
Less room for mistake.
Yeah, it really would have changed the face of America if you had to capitulate to this minority audience that was outraged.
Who would have thought humans wanted to just shout from the rooftops every second as much as they did? Because obviously, all social media does is expose what we already have been. I don't think social
Yeah,
media made people this
no,
way.
it
So
didn't.
it's interesting to know that many people. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a person. I like to one take something in. It's very rare for me to have to get out there and go to a mic and tweet as quickly as I can and
Yeah,
jump to conclusions. Everyone is like on a 10 on both sides, and everyone's just ready, 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 and they don't even have the full story. Take the Kimmel thing outside of it. I've just seen so many things on social media this year that people will tweet out and have a stance, and they don't even know if this is accurate and don't even know if this is the real thing. And then a couple weeks later, you find out it wasn't what you thought,
yeah, it gets
and then people
debunked.
move on. So it's like, but so what was the point of you getting all worked up? Like, I don't know. And I think it hurts a lot of real causes when it is something that you need to stand on and that's real. So I just feel like, I don't know, man. I like,
I'm rooting
dude,
for him. I know he comes on tonight.
Yeah.
I'm rooting
Yeah.
for him. I just hope that that he can just. I mean, I think the viewership is probably going to be through the roof tonight.
Oh yeah. Do you think
You should bring him some Purple Urkel.
Yeah.
let him relax a little bit?
I'll enjoy some while I'm watching.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do you think like late night TV? Because he's not the only one. Like, there's a lot of late night television shows that have gone canceled. Do you think they can compete in the future, like that type of medium with like
Not at the current
YouTube?
cost.
Yeah.
Not at the current cost. I think that's the secret issue that nobody is.
Because
That's not front. I think that's the secret issue that's not headline worthy. Is that the cost of the shows continues to rise and the audience continues to erode, and then the political agenda is to try to make it look like I got him removed, and it's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
This is the late night is evolving, and it's been evolving for quite some time.
Well-
But you know, Jimmy's a survivor, and he's gonna figure out a way to maintain his platform, even if it takes a different shape.
you could argue, because I feel like if like let's say you're a guest going on a show like that, you could argue that like back then you would go on that show to get publicity or something, or if you're popping. But nowadays, I feel like a viral post on Instagram can almost do more for you.
Yep.
So the incentive to go on there is lower.
Yeah.
So-
No, listen, man. The days of Ed Sullivan, Tonight Show, Johnny Carson, Jack Parr, all those guys, Jay Leno, Arsenio, right?
I want Arsenio back.
Bill Clinton playing. You think you do, and I love Arsenio, but the format itself is cooked. I love Arsenio. They're just human to human. That's my boy. But the format itself is cooked. I don't think people are going to spend a full hour in that format anymore. So you're absolutely correct, Skyler, when you're saying like there are other places where you can go.
Who are the gatekeepers?
Who are the new? Oh, that's a good one. So okay, so if late night is kind of no longer the place to introduce somebody,
Because
who are the gatekeepers? All right, I hear who are the top gate? I think Tiny Desk is a gatekeeper.
okay.
I think it is.
Well, that's for music.
For music, but again, late night used to be about introducing somebody musically that mattered.
Because
They don't do that anymore, really.
Because even if you look at the new SNL cast, like all the people who they picked had a social media presence.
Come on, man.
So like back in the day, if you know, a lot of celebrities back in the day that got picked, you know, they were scouted out at an open mic, or they went through groundlings. Like, I don't know if any of those people do it that way anymore.
No, you're right. Television used to be charged with making stars.
Yeah.
Whereas film was the medium for people who already were stars.
Yeah.
Television.
I mean, if I'm not
television doesn't feel
Sorry.
like it has a responsibility to make stars anymore.
Because people had big breakthroughs back then.
Huge.
Like,
I owe my whole career to that. What are you talking about?
A
I was a complete nobody. I walked onto a television show.
yeah,
I stayed.
or like
Robin Williams, he did the same thing. He did, you know, he walked onto a guest spot on Happy Days.
But if you're
Ended up with his own show. That's television making a star. There was nobody had a built-in audience. You know?
Yeah. Because, like, if you look at someone like Drewski, he's got a huge following on Instagram.
Yeah.
He's really good at sketch or making skits.
Yeah.
And he's probably doing movies now, but to him, you know, would it even be that big of a deal, or would it just be like, oh, now I can be accepted as a guy in movies, you know?
I don't know. Somebody like Drewski, and Drewski's funny as hell, but Drewski's funny as hell when he's being Drewski.
Yeah.
When he goes more into the traditional lane of like, hey, Drewski's starring now in a movie or something like that.
Right.
It's a little tougher. It gets a little trickier. But when he's like,
does this new system make a better product? Because you might have a bunch of people who are good at getting a hook and attaining attention and getting a following, but that doesn't mean you're interesting on screen for 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
I think this generation of media have become experts at getting your attention.
Yeah.
But keeping your attention for years at a time and becoming an iconic brand for doing that, nope.
Because that's not trendy. That's authenticity.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's more about trending now than it is about building anything that's sustainable. All those shows I mentioned, you know, Tonight Show, Ed Sullivan, or what, all those kind of shows, man, they stayed on for 10, 20, 30 years. Right? A sketch in the current landscape, one podcast is hot in February and nobody's listening to us in November. That's just the way it goes. So
that's the challenge, though, because what if you want a career that you do want to be an actor that's authentic and people love, and you're not a trend, because like a lot of the older guys that are really popular, I don't know, like a good examples like, Adam Sandler, like he's not a fading trend. He's not doing a TikTok dance, but he has his art form and he's very authentic, and it makes a product that people want to stick with for a really long time. So the question is, how would you do that nowadays if you also have to be trendy? It's almost like a double-edged sword.
It is, but I think I think it can be achieved today, but you kind of got to not really care about trending as much. You have to let the audience catch up to you and realize how long you've been doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So but if you want that high dollar, you got to trend. You got to trend.
The trend's like the quick fix, though.
Man, but it feels like a quick fix.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Joseph, what are you doing? You're frozen.
I'm just listening. I'm listening.
You're frozen. I feel like we're suddenly.
Yeah, I was talking a lot. My bad.
We got into an intellectual conversation. That's not what this is about.
No, I was listening intently. I'm not frozen, am I?
Yeah, you froze for a second. At least on the screen, you did.
Oh no, I think that was just me stationary, listening intently. It's my listening face. No, I thought it was very good. I mean, also obviously podcasts are the new Tonight Show. Yeah. So everyone, you can get broken on those shows, and they're kind of more willing to have someone maybe a little bit more on the come up and break somebody. Obviously, I mean, I don't watch Tiny Desk like something like religiously for music, but I see pretty much mostly famous, established people.
I'm gonna keep it a buck though. Like, I would rather see Eddie Murphy do an interview with Speedy Mormon than Jimmy Fallon.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Just keep it real.
Of course.
Like that interview he did with Speedy was dope. And
that was good.
And I know Jimmy would probably just do more network approved stuff around Eddie that would ultimately make Eddie shrink and just be polite. But Speedy got Eddie to open up.
Yeah, Speedy asked, was he the one who, no, it was Eddie. That was I was so shocked where it went when Speedy said, name your top 4 movies or favorite movies.
Yeah.
And Eddie said it would be easier to name my worst.
My worst? Yeah.
And then I love, and then they started talking about it. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, to see Eddie kind of be that, like, I actually watched, you would probably find this fascinating. I watched Eddie's appearances from 1980 something, whenever he did his first talk show, all the way to 2025.
That's a dope exercise. You can probably do that on YouTube easy.
And it was interesting to see. Well, no, it was all together. Someone put it all together.
Okay.
And it was interesting seeing just like the
pat.
Yeah. It was interesting to see the patterns of like how it would go, and it was also really hilarious that I would think Eddie would find funny too, since he mentioned some bad ones, is that he would be promoting a movie one year being like, yo, this is great, but boom, next year going, sorry about that, didn't love that, it was $15 million, I said I'm in, and it's just funny because a year before you were like, nah, this is it, I did it for the love, and like oh my God, you got to see the one he did where he was in that movie Best Defense, which if you don't know that movie or people are not familiar with it, it was like a movie that I guess was in shambles, and they just said, can we hire Eddie Murphy? He's hot right now. And it was only like his second movie, and his storyline doesn't even have anything to do with the movie. It was like, just fit Eddie Murphy in this movie somehow so we could put him in a trailer. And so Eddie basically the next year wouldn't even like damn near comment on it. And to show you what times we're living in, Eddie was like, yeah, they were going to pay me like $500,000 for like 3 weeks. So I said, I'm in or whatever. So back then, $500,000 for Eddie was like a hell of a payday. It's called Best Defense.
I got to go find it.
It was with, I've actually never seen it. It's with a famous actor we know. I forget. We'll put it in after. But again, I want to see it because apparently the reshoots damn near were like just
Dudley
had nothing
Moore.
to do with the movie. Dudley Moore, yeah.
Yo, and I see it too. I can see it in the poster. He was never supposed to be in this movie.
So that was a movie in there.
Dudley Moore. Yo, that's hysterical. Now I gotta go watch this.
Do you see how much love though we got from our clip of how many people though commented they like Pluto Nash?
Yeah, dog.
You got to watch that now, because I don't. If you seen it all the way through, you got to watch it.
Yeah, dog. My great listen. I think Eddie Murphy deserved an Oscar for Nutty Professor. I really do.
I think he
I
think for Pluto Nash.
Unfortunately, they don't give. Okay, you gotta chill. You gotta chill.
Oh my God! I just forgot, dude. I was with Louis Guzman. I should have brought up Pluto Nash. I could have got something with that. He was in Pluto Nash. Fuck me, man.
You were with Louis Guzman.
I was with Louis
just recently.
Yes,
you should have asked him about J-Lo.
I did. I said to him, I go, I loved your viral video, man. I was laughing so hard. I said I played that video like 6-7 times. And, he's such a funny dude. I mean, I think, that was just a situation where he was asked something.
Yeah.
And he just responded like the way Skyler viscerally and ferally was attracted to Juelz from seeing the photo.
Dude.
Louis Guzman heard J-Lo's name and had an image and had a thought, and he just felt it, and he said it. It wasn't planned. Dude, it wasn't prepared. It was just what was in him, and the way it was in Skyler with his feral attraction.
Dude.
It was in Louis Guzman to be like, she's okay.
Dude, I'm not primal over here, all right?
You're primal. You were sweating.
It's 2025, man. Like,
I know. There's nothing wrong with it. So why are you defending it?
Listen. Oh my God.
Listen, Skyler, just take the attraction. Juelz is a handsome guy. He might be single, but look, Louis Guzman, I gotta say, is one of the coolest dudes. We did a show in Albany. He came out on stage. Place went nuts. Buscemi was there too. It was fucking crazy.
Dude's a legend, man.
But Louis Guzman, yeah, I mean, beyond legend. He's such a cool
example,
dude.
Though, going back to something you said, though, Skyler, of like, all right, Luis Guzman is probably he's a Latino actor that has been in everything, like everything. If you look at this guy's IMDb, you could do a game show about was he in it or was he not. Like, he's been in everything, and now audiences are probably catching up to his resume. Like, yo, do you realize how many movies this guy has been in? So now he's going into that, like, nobody was calling him a legend in the 90s and in the 2000s when he was grinding it out like this. But now coming out on the other side, I watched my man get out of, SUVs, and people are cheering like he was always the star of the movie. When the reality was he was the guy who was in everything. He was grinding it out.
You see his face. His face pops up on screen. People are like, "Oh, I love it." Yeah. Like they're in. There's no.
But he had to earn that. He had to earn that bit by bit, man. Bit by bit.
No,
he never had the movie that was like starring Luis Guzman. He never had the. Matter of fact, did he ever have a flick where he was top billed?
I don't know the answer. I mean, definitely like a strong supporting. I don't know about
supporting
like
legend.
In all the PTA movies, Boogie Nights. He's in Boogie Nights.
I didn't say in. I mean top bill.
No, I know. Yeah, we'd have to look that up.
That's something that escapes, a lot of us. I've never had the film come out where I was top billed. Well, I had one. Who Made a Potato Salad? But,
hey, I like that.
But it never hit theaters. It was a DVD classic. It is what it is. But it's like it's not an easy thing to have.
No
but we got our top billing one we're working on. That's what we're gonna get. But yeah, no, I don't even. What made us? Because Louis Guzman was in Pluto Nash. Yeah. Oh man, I could have picked his brain. Hopefully we got Bro, we gotta have Louis. We gotta have Louis come in on the pod, man. That's what we need.
I think we could get him.
Yeah, we gotta get Louis.
I'd love to talk to Louis Guzman, man. Are you kidding
oh
me?
My God,
the stories that dude must have from set. Oh my, you just shut up and listen.
Wow.
And dude, that viral video was like music because it was literally like Adam Sandler, amazing. Catherine Zeta-Jones, Bellissima, J-Lo. Okay. I mean, that was a record. That was a DJ Mustard beat. That was a Drake flow on a rap. That was as good as anything. I can listen to that in headphones while I run. That was good music. That was music. That was
oh my god,
that was as good as any stand-up bit. The rhythm of that.
That would make a great interlude into a rap song.
Yes, yeah, and they could change the names a little bit. Yeah, that would be a good interlude for Drake's album. They'd be like, they'd be like whatever. Jay-Z, amazing. Nas, great.
J-Lo.
Kendrick.
No,
Okay.
you got to do J-Lo. J-Lo has to be third.
J-Lo.
She has to be third no matter what.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's hilarious. What else, Skyler? Do we have anything else before we wrap this up? We got a lot of good shit in.
Not much. I was gonna ask. I almost feel like I'd rather be an actor that is in is a small role in a bunch of movies than like the big star in a couple. Because there's a lot of good character actors who make a good living doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna ask.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's not easy wearing the crown, man. It's not easy being the star of a movie. I mean, even you just showed me Eddie Murphy's Best Defense, and it's like seeing Dudley Moore up there was like, boom, like yo, there was a time when Dudley Moore was first billed.
Yeah.
All right.
People went to see a Dudley Moore movie, but I haven't heard. I mean, obviously, may rest in peace.
Oh, I know. I was gonna say I've watched the first half of the Charlie Sheen documentary.
Oh gosh.
I think what's most impressive is they got Chris Tucker for an interview. I'd say that was more cool enough that they got him to do it. But
he and Chris got along though. They got along. During
I know, but Chris don't do a lot. But Chris doesn't do a lot of stuff. So
but
just to get him to comment.
Boys.
Chris got respect though for people that he's worked with and had good experiences with. And I know Chris had a good experience when he did Money Talks with Charlie Sheen.
Well, it's so funny because he said I always remember his famous story of they'd be like, Chris, you're late, and he's like, Charlie, not even here.
Yes, that good old Hollywood double standard.
he's like, go look for him first. But he did say, Chris said that Charlie Sheen was gonna have top billing, but Charlie was the one who said, no, Chris, this is your movie. You're the executive producer. You should have top billing. So he says he always remembered that. So that was cool.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Charlie's a legend too, man. I need to watch the documentary. I heard it's buck wild.
He's a great example of what we've talked about. Where like, how would his career have panned out if he was doing stuff like nowadays with all the social media? Because he lived a crazy batshit life.
Oh yeah, no, if him through phones and stuff like that, that would have been bananas. I don't think he would have. I don't know if he did anything that necessarily is like criminal in that way, aside from like I guess drugs, but like I don't know if he would have survived being caught doing certain things if his image was something else. I don't know. I guess we'll never know the answer. But if phones were around during his day, I mean, people would be moving different because his shit was it was pretty out there. Charlie Sheen, wild boy.
The way he was moving, I think there would have been a lot more women and people who decided to target him.
Yeah.
You guys, would you say, Jaleel, is it fair to say that you and Charlie Sheen have lived different lives?
We've lived incredibly different lives. I know we have a picture out there together on the internet somewhere at a Planet Hollywood premiere.
All right, we'll put that out.
When I was a kid, I'll never forget him switching watches with me. Oh
wow!
Yeah, I had this talking Mickey Mouse watch. I used to like kitschy little things when I was a kid. I had this talking Mickey Mouse watch, and I remember these girls were kind of making a big deal about it. They were just like, "Oh, that's such a cute watch." And so Charlie was kind of on one that night, and he was like, "Yeah, let's trade watches." And he was like, "I'm like, really, we don't have to." He's like, no, let's trade watches. And for a second, he put his watch on my wrist, and he wore my talking Mickey Mouse watch as a gimmick, and we were just enjoying the room. And then his friend comes up to me, he's just like, "I can't let you do that." And he was just like, "What?" He's just like, "That's a $50,000 Rolex." And I was just like, I'm not taking his watch anyway, bro. But still, like, those are the kind of games that he played, where it's like, oh, the kid has a Mickey Mouse watch. Take my $50,000 Rolex. Let's have some fun for the night.
My favorite part of that story was you saying he was really on one.
Oh yeah, he was on one. He was on
one. No, but it implied that it was that it was a rare occurrence.
Well, for me it was. For me, I did a movie with him when I was a kid too. I did a movie. I was 10 years old. It's called.
What was the movie?
It's called Silence of the Heart. I played a sick kid, and
wow.
You might even find the footage somewhere. I played a sick kid, and he would visit me in the hospital, and then when he came back one time, my bed was clear. I was gone, and it kind of broke him down. It was a movie of the week. So I've worked with him, I partied with him, but I partied with him in a wholesome way. I didn't party with him.
Yeah, I was just trying.
I didn't party with him
party?
in a Netflix way. My co-star Darius, now he's done some serious partying with
Charlie Sheen.
With Charlie Sheen, yeah, my former co-stars. Spent good time.
I think we got to get. Do you think Darius would talk about those things?
Would he be open? Yeah, Darius is off the chain. Darius is an open book. You know, I'm so aloof sometimes. I need to put out a formal invitation to my former co-star.
Yes, just wait for me to get back. Yeah,
please come on to my pod and let people know about our childhood.
Right. Yes, I want to know. I want to know some stories. I'm gonna have my questions ready. Jaleel, you want to take us out here?
Yes. Hey, you've been listening to Everybody Lurks with myself, Jaleel White, and stand-up comedian, producer extraordinaire, Joseph Vecsey. And we got Skyler over here. Yep. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Well, you'll see us. We'll listen. We'll just interact. Yeah, check us out. Everybody Lurks.